Hello, my name is Stephen Schaub, and I'm the leader of the FIGITAL Revolution. Well, a year ago, I did a post here on FIGITAL Revolution, which I'll make a link to, about what happens if you freeze Fuji FP100C. Is it possible to extend the life of this film beyond its expiration date, much like we do with traditional color and black and white film? So I made a post, and I did a test for about a month last year, and everything seemed to work. But a long-term test, the Han Solo test, was the only real way to know if it was going to work. So this box of film was in my freezer for one whole year. I date marked it. It sat up vertically just the way that I mentioned it in the first post, which once again I'll put a link to. And then a couple of days ago, I took it down from the freezer, put it in the refrigerator for a day or two to let it warm up, and now it's been sitting on my table here since last night. And here we go. So what I did is I broke out my 195 camera, and I had a pack of film already in here, and I did a quick test shot, and it absolutely looks great. So this is from film that was already in the camera. Now what I'm going to do is open this up. Just remember how the hell to do this. There we go. And I'm going to pull out this new material right here. Let's see. Tear it open. Okay, I don't see any crazy goo or anything all over the place. Pretty clean so far, so the pods have not like ruptured, or at least not visibly. Install this in the camera. Make sure all the little tabs are pulled out. How many times I've forgotten to do that. Pull the black strip. And I've already metered this scene right here because I want it to be exactly the same so we can look to see if there's any difference in speed or anything like that. And these, by the way, are from the same batch of film too. They're the same batch, the whole 9 yards. I'm just going to quickly meter, or not meter, focus the scene. Top the shutter. And voila. 2 minutes from now, we'll see if we have a winner. So what else has been going on? Well, it turns out, let me just set my watch here. Okay. Turns out that 2017 is going to be a pretty interesting year. Kodak's going to have their new Super 8 camera system out sometime within the next couple of months. I'm very excited about that. Ektachrome, who knew? Ektachrome's back, E6 is back. It's fantastic news. Rumors, of course, that K14 and Kodachrome are coming back. That one I'm not so sure I 100% believe in. Kodachrome is an extremely difficult process. Kodak did design a Minilab processor for K14 way back when. I would love to see Kodachrome come back, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. Even if Kodachrome did come back, with the new environmental regulations that have come in place since it was discontinued, they would have to reformulate it, much like they're having to reformulate Ektachrome to meet the current environmental regulations. Berger, France, has their 400 Pancreal film. Is coming out in 35mm 120. It's already available on sheet film. I believe it's also coming out in ultra-large format film, which is really great news. Fuji, their film sales of instant material just continues to go up and up and up. And that's all good. I mean, and they have, I think, a few new instant formats coming out as well in the next couple of months. So I look at 2017 and I'm more optimistic now than I've been in years. For the first time, we see a true resurgence in interest in film. Film sales are up by 5% every single year at Eastman Kodak alone. And that's all good. Time.com has been writing all these articles the last couple of days about film and people who still shoot film and the whole resurgence of film and tying it in with the resurgence of analog vinyl material. It's interesting to me. When I started writing this blog back in 2005, 2006, I wasn't quite sure where it was going to end up. And I'm excited now to say that it looks like we're going to be in a good place. So I'm going to give this about an extra 10 or 15 seconds because that's how long I allowed the first one to process for here. Just sort of trying to keep this pretty strict. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. All right, here we go. A year in the making. Oh, look at that. It's perfect. There's no issue whatsoever. The development is perfect side to side. If I look at the two side to side, I mean, they're virtually identical. Here's the one that I did earlier. Here's the one that I just pulled. So what does that mean? Does that mean that you can take 100C and freeze it for 50 years and it's still going to work? No. What it does mean, though, is that a year in the freezer, done the way that I outlined, and I'll post a link to that again, does work. And it extends the film at least a year. My suspicion is it probably extends it multiple years. And that's a good thing because there's still not a solution to peel apart film in this format. I'm hoping there will be sometime soon. So, yay. And for all the naysayers out there who said this wasn't going to work, hey, guess what? It did. So what's interesting is watching this video, A, yeah, I'm younger, B, my hair is now longer, and definitely more gray. But what I also find interesting is that I still stand by this comment. You can absolutely freeze FP100C if you have some. It'll work great. The 3000B, once again, as I mentioned in the previous FIGITAL 1.0 website, it's going to fog. There's just no good way around that. If you have Polaroid material, I still say that's best just to be in the freezer because Polaroid's pods are cardboard, whereas the pods in the Fuji material, whether it's the FP100C or the Instax, are in plastic. Have, as you can see in this video right here, one pack of Instax Wide still in my freezer. It has been there since 2016. And so I'm going to take a poll. So you tell me if you want me to take the film down and load it in the camera and do it for a test, or should we go for that full decade?